If you're dealing with issues trying to lose fat and lose weight, this video is for you. Over the next 5 days, I'm going to be delving into fat loss made simple. Really clearly simple ways for you to break through the plateaus, start to shed fat, and finally feel good. So as you come on in the room, you know how we do. Let's go ahead and set the tone. Make sure that you share this live with at least 2 people that you know are on their weight loss journey and are struggling, or that have expressed that they want to start losing weight, but they don't know where to start. So over the next, just to give you a little bit of context, I did a poll in my stories a couple of days ago, and I asked what your biggest struggle was: fat loss, type 2 diabetes, or high blood pressure. The one that got the most results was fat loss. Shocking. So over the next 5 days, we're going to delve into fat loss made simple, where we're going to break down some simple concepts of things that have kind of gotten your way, and then give you a little direction and where to go. All right. So if you're ready for today's info, if you're tuned in and you're hyped up, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments and let me know you're listening and you're not just here watching. So on day 1, the thing that we're going to cover is you're eating healthy, but you're not losing fat, because that's a struggle that I hear a lot in my comments or in my DMs. Folks say, well, I'm eating healthy, I'm eating vegan, but I'm not getting any fat loss. I'm not seeing any results. So if you're eating clean, but the scale isn't moving, there are a few different reasons why that is. The biggest reason that most people are running into is that although they're eating healthy, they're eating vegan, they're still relying heavily on processed foods. So these processed foods, even the healthy snacks, there's a lot of hidden calories and a lot of hidden junk in those foods. So not just the processed foods. Let me take that, relying on processed healthy snacks. So what is a processed healthy snack? Let's break that down a little bit. Um, I love granola. It is one of my favorite things to snack and munch on. However, most store-bought granola is laced with extra sugar, which means now it's getting extra calories. And it can be that extra sugar and those few extra calories that are keeping you stuck. Now, also, you look at, let's just say, a boathouse smoothie, for instance, one of those pre-made smoothies. Buying those pre-made smoothies is hurting your results because, again, they're loaded with sugar and hidden calories that you weren't counting on. You're thinking that you're grabbing a quick, healthy to go meal, but it's sabotaging you, because not only are you getting the sugar from the fruit, but items like Bolthouse and a lot of those pre-made smoothies have added sugar. It's not just the sugar from the fruits that's the problem, it's the added sugars. And on top of that, a lot of the pre-made smoothies have a lot of gums, preservatives, and other items that disrupt your metabolism and your hormones. So, number one reason that you're eating healthy but you're not seeing the results is that you're relying on these processed foods that have the hidden calories in them. Now, another hurdle that a lot of people are getting into is they're counting calories. In order to lose fat, it is important to be in a calorie deficit. But a lot of people think that just counting calories alone is enough, because all calories aren't created equal. What do you mean by that, coach? All calories aren't created equal. Let's first start off by breaking down what a calorie is. A calorie is basically just a unit of a way to measure how much energy is in food. So that's really all a calorie is. So by counting calories, you can think that a calorie is equal to a calorie. And I'll give you an example. You can eat, we'll stick with the example of the smoothie. Those bottled smoothies are typically around 360 to 500 calories most of the time. And it's because of the additives that they've put into it. Now, those are a lot of empty calories because there isn't much nutrients behind them versus eating or making a smoothie on your own, adding in a banana, adding in homemade coconut milk or cashew milk or almond milk, adding in some strawberries or some frozen mango, and then throwing in your own protein powders that don't have all the additives. You're going to come up to a smoothie with about 250 calories at the most. And that's if you go heavy with like adding avocado and things like that. But more importantly, those calories are coming with all of the nutrients that actually help the body feel satiated, to help you feel full, because, and you're still getting the fiber. So a calorie isn't a calorie. If you're relying on the quick, convenient foods, they're typically high in calorie but low in nutrients. So although you've met your calorie count, you find you're still hungry because your body's still looking for those nutrients. The better route is to just eat whole foods. If you do need a snack, grab some nuts, grab some actual fresh fruit, have some hummus and vegetables nearby. So the other problem is ignoring calorie density principles of whole food. So that's kind of going back to what I was just talking about before. A lot of the processed foods are really, or the pre-packaged foods, let's not even call them processed, because some of the healthy packaged foods are still very calorie dense versus the density of a actual whole food. And I love to use potatoes as the example of calorie density and as you go down the progression of the line. So a whole regular russet potato is about 90 to 120 calories, right? How many baked potatoes can you eat before you get full? Me, I can probably knock down to 3 if I'm really hungry. For most people, it's about 1 to 2. So that's at most 240 calories, right? Now, you take that same potato, you slice it really, really thin, you put some oil on it, you throw it in the oven, and you bake it. Now you've got what they're called kettle cooked chips. If you look at a small bag of kettle cooked chips, on average, that's going to be about 460 to 520 calories. So now you've just doubled the amount of calories and you've lessened the amount of fullness or satiety that you're going to get, because how many bags of chips can you eat before you hit the same level of fullness as eating 2 baked potatoes? Probably a lot. Now let's take it a step further. We take that same potato, we dry it out, we turn it into a flour, we mix it with a bunch of other chemicals, some nice little blue cheese or not blue cheese, what is the color? Yellow, orange, whatever. Put it out, spit it out in the circle of a triangle, put those in the bag. Now those little what used to be quarter bags of chips, 50-cent bag of chips now, those little bitty bag of chips have 360 to 500 calories. How many of those bags of chips can you eat before you get full? Probably 4, 5. So you're looking at almost 1,200 plus calories for the same level of satiety that you would get from eating a whole food. So a lot of the reasons or the mistakes, again, to highlight the mistakes that people are making with their fat loss is you think you're eating healthy, but one, you're relying on the healthy snacks that are heavy in calories, heavy in added sugar and added fats because of the oils that they have added to them. 2, you're relying on calorie counting alone. Calorie counting does not give you a true sense of the amount of nutrients that you're getting, which is going to help rebuild your metabolism and balance your hormones, which are playing a role in your fat storage as well. And then you're ignoring the calorie density of whole foods. You're relying on the quick stuff, whereas if you ate whole foods and they're close to their original form, you're going to naturally have lower calories, but more satiety and more fiber. So what do you need to do to fix this? Because you know I'm never going to present you with the problem that you're having without giving you the solution. So what do you need to do? Start focusing on eating whole food, plant-based. These are calorie-dense foods that are not only going to help you feel full, they're going to give you the phytonutrients, the minerals, as well as the macronutrients that you need to really do three things to help you with your fat loss. One, reset your gut bacteria. Now that's going to help you improve your metabolism so that you're converting food to energy more effectively. And then it's going to give you all of the nutrients that you need to help you feel fuller so that you naturally eat less, helping you reach that calorie deficit that we discussed before. Why is this important? I kind of hit it on the head and nerve a little bit. Whole foods fill you up quickly. I literally just ate an avocado, a half a pack of tofu, and a cup of quinoa, and I'm pretty stuffed. All whole foods, right? When you eat these whole foods, because you're eating them in their whole form, you're getting all of the nutrients that are a part of them. So now it settles and satisfies the cravings that you have. Because a lot of times when you get cravings or you're hungry, it's because your body's missing minerals or there's nutrients that the cells require that aren't roaming through your bloodstream. So it signals you to eat because it thinks it's going to get them. Okay. When you're eating whole foods, you naturally lower your calorie intake because whole foods are lower in calorie. The minute you process something and you turn it into an isolate, meaning you isolate a part of it and add it with something else, you're increasing the likelihood that the caloric intake is going to go up because now you're going to need to add in things like oils and sugars to make it taste good. By eating whole foods, you're going to get the phytonutrients. You're going to reset your metabolism. So now you're going to help how your hormones are involved in the fat storage process also. So when do you need to make this change? I'll pose the question to you. When do you want to see your health improve? When do you want to see the weight start to fall off? These are changes you can make immediately. And I recommend you make them immediately if you're really planning on seeing that fat reduction. Because the next time I put that poll up, I don't want fat loss to be the problem that you're having because we're about to spend the next 5 days breaking down how you can overcome that. And if you feel like you aren't able to do it on your own, I got you. Starting May 26th, we are going to be doing a metabolic health reset challenge where we're going to break down 4 moves to help you lower all of your numbers, lose the weight, improve your insulin sensitivity so that you lower your resting blood glucose levels, lowering your blood pressure. If you're interested in learning more about that, send me a DM and I'll get you a list, get you on the waiting list so that when everything is live and ready to go, we'll have you there. Now, because I haven't been on live in a while, I'll answer 3 questions about today's topic of fat loss or weight loss specifically. Go. Because I'm trying to keep these live short so that they're digestible for someone else. Also, if you're just joining in to give you a review, we're talking about fat loss today and why you're eating healthy but not losing fat. The 3 mistakes that people are making are they're relying on processed healthy snacks that have hidden calories because they have added oils or added fats and added sugars. Believing calorie counting alone is enough. Yes, you do need to be in a calorie deficit, but all calories aren't created equal. So you could be in a calorie deficit but still be eating foods that are detrimental to your hormones and your metabolism. And then thirdly, ignoring the calorie density of whole foods. Most people try to go for the quick and convenient, although whole foods have the lowest amount of calories while giving you the biggest bang for your buck as far as satiety, nutrients, and things like that. So I'm answering 3 questions about fat loss. Go. If y'all don't have any questions, I'm okay with that. Going once, going twice. We've got 10 people in the room and we're talking about fat loss and nobody has a question about fat loss today. Don't be shy. You can use the little question mark button in the bottom if you want to remain anonymous. Well, I appreciate your time. And again, if you're having trouble with weight loss, send me a DM and let's get you a plan to help you get rid of it.